Okay, so
All right. So concerning the stories that we've read out on, we have White Prince from Ishelu Amezu Odeke Ajima says, please, the woman should not leave that house if the husband actually paid her bride price and other marriage rights. Wechiri there, I believe one day go clear from his eyes. Ali Chugu says to quit the marriage is the answer or she'll drop dead. Salvation Simon
Salamina.
says, most times it's what we sow that we are reaping. What the Samuel says, may God help you. I just hope sisters will learn to let their sister's husband be, and the husbands learn to respect themselves. So sad another home is under the threat of collapsing. Lucky Omonibo says, this is a sad story. I will advise the married lady to quit the marriage without delays because her sister may have killed, and let the families of both know about it all before leaving. And
they
then
have her killed.
Yeah, may have her killed. Then the other story, we have Ogwefi Matthew Check says, what an abuse of minor. Letting the matter to slide or go is not just the problem, but the problem is the guy may likely repeat it on another minor because he was not made to understand the magnitude of his action. Your husband threatening you with divorce is wrong. Rather, he and his sister should have been begging for you and your daughter's pardon. Be it as it is, fighting for some rights may cause us to lose something we value much. First thing is to take care of your daughter medically and help her to overcome the trauma. For the sake of your daughter and your home, do not push the matter, but tell your husband and insist that his nephew should come and apologize to you and your daughter who he defiled. As Sinachi Emmanuel Ife Sinachi says, focus on your daughter's wholesome healings. Okunakwe Bright says, now to pardon and let go woman is not everything we need justice. Sometimes we should bear the wound and let go because at the end, your daughter will suffer for it if you expose it beyond your family members. Lock your money says, listen to your husband, okay? It hurts a lot. I believe God has a way to deal with the boy in the future.
All right, thank you so much for those comments. And yes, like I said, we have Ugo Simba right here with us, who will be sharing her story with us. And don't forget that Ability and Disability series is every third Sunday of the month, and we have a guest here. So, Ugo Simba, share your story with us. You're welcome to So Sisters again.
Thank you. Well, let me start by introducing myself properly.
Yes.
Because Ugo Simba is just a name given to me by my father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Even though I appreciate it so much. I'm Mrs. Nonye Mwabude Ni Ugwanye, but popularly known as Ugo Simba, actually. Well, I was born with some sorts of visual impairments from birth. It's not like a desert zone that they want to. They nearly dodged it anyway. I thank God for you. So I was born with it. According to my parents, they didn't. You know, when you give birth to a child, you won't know the deformities that early enough. But the only thing they could notice was that each time it gets night, all my eyes, even here in the studio, if you notice, I'm almost looking at the lights because that's the much I can see clearly here in this studio. So for them, whenever there was a power outage, you know what is popular then was this kerosene lantern. When I started crawling, I'll be going towards lamp everywhere because I can see during the day, but I can't see at night. So once it is 6 o'clock, I must be at home. In fact, even during the day, if it's about to rain and the weather is too cloudy, I will just look for a place to sit down. I will have to wait for the weather to clear so that I will be able to move. Even if like when I come into this studio, you may notice that Lillian was guiding me because I can't see clearly here. So it went on and on, even up to this moment. My parents tried within their own power. They started early from a year plus. They started taking me to hospitals, but to no avail. Even they was almost discouraged from enrolling me to school because according to them, they didn't believe I can cope. What led them to enroll me was that once other children in the compound will leave for school, I will be alone. I will be crying, disturbing everybody to the extent that neighbors started advising them to enroll me, if not for any other thing, at least for socialization sake. That was how they registered me to school in the first instance. Yes, it wasn't easy, but thank God that we entered and we are where we are today. Lots of ups and downs. The one I can't forget throughout my lifetime was my experience in 2004 when I sat for JAM. Then you write JAM separately, you write poly JAM separately.
Yes.
2004. Anybody that wrote JAMP that year will remember that JAMP had logistics problem.
Yeah.
So, in fact, at my own center at Maryland Boys, their paper did not come till to 5. To 5 in the evening. And I was living at Ababa at that time. I went to the exam alone. Nobody knew such thing will happen because had it been as we suspected it, somebody would have gone there with me. But I went alone, thinking highest by 12, 1, 2, the exam will be over. Unfortunately for me, the exam paper came in around to 5, and it rained that evening. Everywhere was dark. I was in the hall. I can't write anything because since the weather is cloudy, no reflection of light, even by the window side that I normally sit. Anybody that know me in IMT, in fact, my friends, anybody that goes to IMT, they know how we write exams. Less than 10 minutes to the exam, they will go and paste your hall.
Yeah.
So most times my friends will run faster than me to get that window side so that I will be able to write. Unfortunately for me in that exam, I was sitting in the hall trying to write. I can't read the exam paper. I will go to the invigilator, please read it. I can't even fill the answers correctly. At a point, one thing struck my mind. You are here struggling to write. You can't even write. And the day is getting darker and darker. This is Maryland. You will go back to Ababa very soon. How will you go? I had no option than to tell the examiner that I'm opting out. I have to go home. So when I left that exam hall, I was just managing to walk because everywhere was getting darker and darker. Fortunately enough, I saw a bike. From Maryland to about that time, you first of all take a bike to Council, Obiago, before you enter bus to Ababa. So initially, I told the bike man, Council. On my way to Council, I told myself, if I enter bus to Ababa, when they'll be doing in fact, I will be there and night will come. So I told the bike man, take me to Ababa straight. How much? 1.5. Okay, let me go. On our way, my heart, if in fact, had it been in this age, at that time, I know I would develop BP because I wasn't even too sure that bike would get to Ababa before it will be night. And it's not as if the bike man knows my house, that he will know where to. But that day, I know that angels are real. Because on our way to Ababa, there's spring. When we were passing through that Des Spring bus stop, I heard my name. No, no. I shouted, stop. And it was my mom. Hey. She came for a meeting around that Des Spring and she was on her way home, waiting for bus to Ababa. That was my saving grace. Apart from it, I didn't know how I would get home that day. So I lost that jam. But thank God for, if it is now that they do UTME, I would have waited for another year. But my parents insisted, since you've gotten poly jam, for them, they don't even know that you will be able to read. So anyone you get for them, just go and join others. So to God be the glory, we entered IMT and we had a good result with the eye problem without sorting, without exam malpractice, and we are here today. So what
So
I have
what did you
passed
study
through,
in?
public administration.
Wow.
Yes, pub admin. So I came out with upper credit
Wow.
to the glory of God's name. Anyway, it's not by my power. But based on what I've passed through, truly it is not easy. It is not easy at all because you have challenges. Like in that IMT, we have, for anybody that went to IMT will know better. Achike Udenwa is even bright. A new library B wing. That's my worst hall to sit. Then the auditorium at Campus 1. During my, because in some cases you will go to exam hall, you can't write due to the hall you find yourself. In B wing, there was a day I told my invigilator I want to sit on the podium so that I will face the door. There is no window. What they have is this wall design, so no reflection of light enough in that. I can't write here, no matter how many bulb you put. I must go to that window area that I have natural light reflection. So it affects, if not for those kind of encounters, I know I would have made distinctions. But in such cases, the exam you sit in that kind of fall, it's a no. You will be the one to rate yourself. In fact, in my final year, I don't want to do carryover. One day I was praying, God, how will I cope? Something just told me, be going to exam hall with torchlight. So if I get to the exam hall, I will point the torchlight directly on that particular script that I am writing on. But you know, our country and our society, there is this Igbo saying that Eburu ozu onye ọzọ n'isi. Some invigilators will come. Why are you bringing an exhibit in my hall? Stand up. See that kind of embarrassment. Some students will be shouting, "Hey, onye nke ji torchlight, ijere ọlụ ọgọ," you know, all sorts of things. Anyway, so but it is what it is. We thank God we are coping by the grace of God. My parents tried their best. Today, this doctor will call it night blindness, which at this my age, I didn't agree with that, because had it been, it is happening only at night. I can't see my board in the classroom throughout my school days, and some teachers who was like, why are you not copying my notes? Even when you try to explain, some of them who, you know, not everybody that have this human sympathy and compassion. There is this particular one that you are sitting directly at the board and you cannot see. You know that kind of comment. If you are the type who is not determined to cope, my dear, tomorrow you will tell your people that maybe you are having running stomach, you don't want to go to school because of the experiences you are having, but we kept pushing it. When I got married, my father-in-law took it upon himself. For him, maybe my parents did not try enough. He recommended one doctor who based in London, but has an office at his village at Amobia in Anambra State. It was that doctor that just hit the nail at the head, because other doctors will be telling you one story or the other. In fact, there is one particular doctor before I got married that when I come, he will start preaching. Do you believe in miracle? Do you attend crusades? That was when I even know that my case is no longer, it has no medical solution for a medical doctor to be preaching. And after consulting, he will not tell me when to come or maybe give you next appointment date. Rather, he will tell you, when you start having pains, come. So at that point, I started telling myself that there is no medical solution. So when my father-in-law recommended that doctor said it in clear terms. For now, there is no medical solution, unless in the future. But for now, none. But the only assurance was that you will not go completely blind as far as this case is concerned, unless if you develop another eye issue in the future. Okay, so after that particular incident, my father-in-law recommended another doctor again. That one examined. He just recommended one simple supplement, eye supplement, and just be managing it. That's all. So I've told myself I will be managing it. And to God be the glory that we are managing it up till now.
Okay,
So,
fine.
but because of what I passed through and what I am passing through, I told myself I have to. You know, if you've plied a particular road, a bumpy road, for instance, when you see others plying that road, you would do what you can to direct them to ply a better road. And for those that you don't have powers to redirect, you can at least know what they are experiencing. And if you have any advice or assistance to render. So I told myself in my own way, because growing up, I had that zeal to be of a help to even not just others with visual impairment, but myself as well, to find solution to that doctors, because when you go to a particular hospital today, they will tell you it's night blindness. If you meet another doctor, he will ask you, do you have any river around you? Maybe it's a river blindness. Another one will come with another terminology. So growing up, I wanted to do sciences so that I will do medicine and major into ophthalmology. If I will find solution to this problem that others can't find, without knowing that same problem won't even permit you to venture into sciences at all, because of how it is being handled in this part of the world. If I have my way, I believe those people with any eye issue should not be merged with other students who have good.
Okay, let's come to you meeting your husband. Okay, because I know that you had people probably in school, people who see you for the first time, they don't know you have this condition, and they take you, maybe probably they're talking to you, and they feel like, this one, how can this one be forming for me? So I want you to share that story with us, how you met your husband, and if there were issues surrounding you getting married to him, also share that with us.
Okay, I met my husband during my service year.
Okay.
He works with NYSC in Obuhi.
Oh, so
Yes.
while you were serving, your husband was so
No, eventually you see what God destined to be. I didn't stay in camp, like sleep that 3 weeks. They gave me camp exemption due to the site issue as well. Yes, I came with my doctor then gave me a medical report so that I'll be coming from home. So the first day I came, I did my registration. That was when once camp opened, they allow core members to come in first day, second day. So I went to their secretariat here actually to know the actual day that the camp director can give me attention. So the secretary to the state coordinator advised me to be there on the second day. By then, everything must have settled down. So when I went there, I registered the first day. The camp director told me to take my kids and go home. The next day we'll be swearing in. So I have to come from home again to do the swearing in. Then after the swearing in, I was asked to meet my platoon officer to take my files. I did see my platoon officer. I was sitting in the midst of other staff of NYSC. My husband passed. So one of them, he was a platoon officer too, but not my own platoon officer. So one of their colleagues I was sitting with, I called him, Obai, did you see Tony? He said, Tony is sitting there. He wasn't even looking at me. That man said, follow him. He will show you Tony. So I was following my husband without him knowing that I was that platoon officer. Thank you. Without him knowing that I was following him. So I said, sir, please. They said you should show me where Tony is. The man didn't even look at me. I'm not going there. He just waved, I'm not going there. So I turned back and went to those people again. There was the people that called Tony, my platoon officer, and my file was handed over to me. He now asked me to come 2 days later or the next day to submit the file after filling it. I decided to come to the next 2 days so that I will use the following day to rest. I've been from Enugu to Obu 2 days consecutively. So I decided to 2 days later. So when I got to Ogo camp, I called my platoon officer. He asked me to wait for him on the Guinness stand. Then that same platoon officer that waved at me the other day, I was not going there, was sitting under that same Guinness stand. But you know, I didn't even recognize him.
Wow.
To be sincere, because I had this I don't recognize people easily. So he was sitting down. When I turned, no canopy was written Guinness stand. So I didn't know that it said something like Bacha. There was the Guinness stand. It is, if you come closer to it, the table, they now placed a Guinness label or whatever on the table. So I was looking for Guinness stand. I was approaching him because he was the one facing me directly.
And you could see him.
I know somebody was there, but I didn't know he was the one.
Okay.
So when I was coming closer, he was putting on this bowler hat and one body hug top. I was like, this one looked like a tout. I sighted one woman next to him. So I shifted, let me go and ask the woman. So, but how I turned back to him, I don't even know when I turned. All I knew was that I was in front of his table. So, sir, please, is this Guinness stand? He told me yes. I said that I was waiting for, my platoon officer asked me to wait for him here. So that was how I sat behind. He offered a chair. He didn't even know that I was a copy initially until I said that, because I was putting on mufti. So he was like, are you a current serving member? I said yes. Why are you on mufti? Why are you not on white and white? I said I was on exemption due to medical reason. I didn't even say medical reason. I just said I was on exemption. So when I was sitting beside him, any colleague of his that passed by will be hailing him. Oh, by way, don't know. I didn't know it was because of me. Because they've not been, catch. They've not been seeing him with a lady before in camp. So they saw someone sitting beside the core members. I collected her number from the day we did swearing in. I called her just to know what will be happening in camp. I just needed someone's number that would be updating me on things that I need to do. So the girl came from the lecture hall. The girl was like, I envy you. You are not suffering here with us. I said, I would have loved that I'm here suffering with you people. The girl was like, you know, the one that requested for the exemption. And now said it was on a medical ground. That was when my husband heard that on medical ground. So when the girl left, he started asking me, which medical ground? Because you don't look sick. I won't tell you. I said, I won't tell you. Okay, because yes, I have big lips. You will tell people that, you think I will tell people that you have AYZ illness. I just want to know. So he pressed and pressed and pressed, and I was forced to. So I said,
and you started to commit.
So I now told him that I have eye issue. He was like, that? Only eye issue? Oh, you don't want to come to camp? Now I know. I said it's not just normal long-sightedness or short-sightedness. So I break it down for him. At that point, he was like, where exactly do you want to serve in Enugu? Because it's one thing to get your posting done in Enugu because you don't want to sleep outside your home. But another is where they will post you. Because they may post you at Uzuwani or post you at Nkanu East and you will. So I now told him where I wanted to serve. He facilitated the posting for me, and the whole story started there actually. So concerning
and now your husband and wife.
Yes. So concerning the issue of was there any
stigma?
Yes, there was, because I told him specifically, you must tell your people that I have this problem, so that it won't be a surprise to them.
Like, how long did it take for you guys
Got
decide to?
married.
Yeah.
My husband will always, even during our wedding interview, he told the camera, the NTA covered my wedding because I was a core member then. Okay. So he told them, when I saw her, I knew she is my husband, she is my wife. and I made the move immediately. So, in fact, my husband didn't come for, oh, let's date for this or that. He wanted the marriage straight. I was the one who was even skeptical initially so that I would know if he will be able to cope with her. So when he came for me, and after we have agreed to marry each other, I told him that your parents is the next people you have to tell about this, because I don't want the situation whereby they will say, oh,
Go and cook.
no, I can cook.
Okay.
I do everything, even at night. I can do. The only thing you won't tell me to do at night is any outdoor errand, like go and buy this or go. But once it is within my house, I do virtually everything. So he told them as I requested. They were like, what if you're not at home? Who will take care of the kids? So our traditional marriage, we planned it to be March 2011. But because of that delay, it eventually took place on August, because the parents, especially my father-in-laws, that was when he gave me this name, Ugo Simba. I grabbed it with my two hands. I grabbed it because it wasn't easy. But finally, they assented to it before we went. And had it been my husband, didn't tell me anything. Initially, he too tried to cover up. He didn't tell me. Mom traveled, he retired recently. She retired recently. She traveled, and my daddy was saying, just wait until mommy comes back. So without knowing that mommy was at home. So, but he was trying to convince them. At a point, he now told my NGO.
What's the name?
Nonye Obinwabude Foundation for the Visually Impaired.
Wow. And talking about how you like to help people will make me ask, how do you think, from so far as you've run your NGO, how do you think?
She's just starting.
Okay, you're just starting
I'm
off
starting,
the NGO,
yes.
but then I believe you must have had
Plans.
plans
Yes.
and experiences. So can you tell us maybe briefly how you think those visually impaired or other persons with disabilities can actually navigate the emotional challenges? Because I think you faced it even while trying to get married, that
Even
your
growing
brother-in-law growing up and all that. I know the emotions. Can you tell us the emotional challenges first, and then how you think others can navigate it?
Well, actually, it's not easy. I won't tell you lies. It's not easy. But then, one thing that kept me going, in fact, I remain ever grateful to my parents. My parents did not treat me as if I am different from other siblings that I have. The same way they, apart from that early stage that they were skeptical about registering me in school, that was the only thing I believe, or once it has to do with my education. Like for others, if you fail JAMB, you can go and rewrite. But mine, as long as you got poly JAMB, okay, go. That's as far as it has to do with my education. That's how. But in other aspects, once others are washing clothes, you will come and wash. Once others are fetching water, you will join. So that helped me a lot to see myself as part of others, even though I know I have my limitations and challenges. And another thing, growing up, I told myself, every human being has a problem. Your own may not be medical, but you, in one way or the other, you have a problem. So learning how to cope with it, without people will annoy you, that's one is for sure. As far as this, there was one that happened when in my higher institution days, my neighbor, we relocated, we changed compound. So our neighbor, my mom has narrated my problem to the woman, so it's not as if she don't know what I'm passing through. So she wanted to confirm if how this thing is happening to this lady or what. So she fetched water, and she saw that I was coming up the stairs. She kept her water just down neighbor like this. She kept her 2 buckets there, standing beside her door. watching me coming up. I know somebody was there, but I didn't know there were buckets there. So I have to hit the bucket and splash the water. Hey, sorry, this is an eye problem. Are you taking vitamin A? You know, that kind of. So in such situations, naturally, if you enter your house, you will feel bad because you know that person did it intentionally. But what I usually tell people, what you don't have powers to change, there is no need being angry. So you just try as much as possible to make yourself happy. One thing that gives me joy is that when I see myself doing well in my academics, knowing fully well that I am in that same school with people who don't have any form of deformity or any form of challenge, and when our results will be out, I will do much better than them. I will tell myself that I don't have issues. It's just a mere challenge which anybody has his or her own. You may have a family problem that will be your own challenge or your own cross.
Your story is quite seriously an encouraging one too. I must say, because when I walked into the studio, until you introduced yourself, I never knew. When you were talking at first, I was looking at Better Pikin. I don't understand what are you saying, but you are really a very strong woman.
Thank you.
So I guess
Well, Simba, each time we listen to stories,
It brings something out.
Yes, but it encourages us.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this. We've met the other time you came around, and I said, "Oh, first, you're a beautiful woman," and when you talked, and as you keep talking, the inner beauty begins to come out,
Yes.
and nobody will ever understand. Listen to you. That in a way you navigated all these challenges. We know what it means to go through a higher institution. You did that with comfort, you did that with pain, but you came out in flying colors. And when you speak, I'm sorry, you just feel like the current IMT students.
So we're intelligent.
No, you don't feel like the current. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's not like the current. Yes,
it's not like the current
IMT.
IMT had an honor, a reputation in the days, in the 80s when I went to university.
People.
I had the likes of data your guys coming from there. If I tell you, if I did with them, who's a professor, they all came from IMT and we had to look at them. And then, look, IMT was the center of excellence in engineering or whatever you want to talk about it. But today they have 1,000 students in one class. Somebody even get to hear their teacher.
Even during our own days.
Even during our time.
Yeah, it was like that.
So I just telling your story is a point of contact to others.
Yeah.
That there's ability in disability. That, look, there's no challenge you want to surmount you cannot surmount. Okay? Not only were you successful in your school, you're a proud wife, you're a good wife, and you're a successful mother. The other you came with your daughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay? And I don't know. God loves you.
God loves you.
Really? Thank you.
God loves you.
Honestly.
All right, we'll open up the talk lines now. I believe you also have something. You've gotten something from the story of Ugo Simba here, Mrs. Nonye Mwabude. So I believe you have something to say. Just say something.
Or if you're passing through this kind of
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can share.
Yes,
You
share
can
with us.
share if you're passing through any of it. There's always ability and disability. 0909-771-109. We also have 0902-311-109. And we're live on Facebook at Solid 100.9 FM. Hello.
Evangelist Thomas Maka.
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah. I salute her courage. We are in the world where you have to encourage yourself first before you can make a success.
Yeah.
So I salute her courage. And I want to tell her that she has lectured me. I learned something from her saying. Everybody in this world has a problem. So you don't have to be downcast because you have a problem. Move on with your life. And God will make you to excel.
Mm-hmm.
See, the lady is now excelling. And I thank God for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evangelist, for calling.
Evangelist,
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much. We're still taking your calls. Feel free to call. And we're live on Facebook at Solid 100.9 FM. Call in and tell us, share your own story. If you have anyone to tell us, if you're passing through it, you can also ask. Or if you don't know how to actually navigate the emotional challenges, she's here to tell you how. Hello.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Welcome. Good afternoon.
My name is Goodness.
Welcome.
Goodness.
Goodness.
Goody.
Welcome.
Talk to us.
So, actually, I came to talk from the story of the woman.
Okay.
All right.
One thing I learned,
Go ahead.
if we have issues, we should not blame.
We should not blame anybody.
Actually, seek solutions to those problems.
Mm.
Also, actually, appreciate the woman because as he has fought me up to actually do some things that sometimes, when I look at my thoughts, I don't feel like doing. I want to appreciate that.
Thank you.
so much, Goodness.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, we're still taking calls 0909 771 1009. We also have 0902 311 1009 and 0704 550 2840. So feel free, call and share your thoughts with us. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes,
Thank
you.
you.
Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Benjamin Abo.
Benjamin Abu.
Benjamin,
Okay.
welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. I want to ask a question,
Go
Ask.
ahead.
more especially to our brother in the house.
Go ahead.
So why is it that some women and men that are physically impaired like this could go to this level or to this height? Why some people with full-fledged body, that they are okay, they are nothing is disturbing them, but they find it very difficult to meet with and go extra mile more than those people that are physically or something impaired, just like that. It's disturbing me because when I try to see somebody, nothing is wrong with the person. The person is just a deck.
Thank you for hitting the nail on the head. Thank you.
It's God's grace, number one.
Mm-hmm.
God's grace, number one. God's grace, number two. God's
God's
grace,
grace,
number
number
three.
Exactly.
The other one is the person's resilience.
Yes. What's driving you?
Perseverance, what's driving you, focus. But it's God's grace, 1, 2, 3. And then the rest can follow.
Yes. And for you to get God's grace, you need to attract it. You can't be sitting there idle and expecting the grace of God to be on you. Or they're not possible. So you need to attract it. What do you do to attract it?
Yes.
That's the thing. Because now from her story, she did not let her condition to weigh her down.
She kept
kept pushing. And there's something she said.
It was
I think maybe it
Parental
was
support.
Yes, parental support. Yes.
Parental support.
Because
Awesome.
the parents sent the others to school
and
still send her to school because she too, she put
Oh, well,
her
ebe ọ
mind.
ga-ajụ ọsị echegoro ka ndị na-afụ ụzọ ka ndị na-afụ ụzọ kacha akwụkwọ. Parental support.
Yes.
Parental support. Key.
So,
Hello.
Good afternoon, good evening to you,
Good afternoon.
so
Welcome.
sisters and so brother.
Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Bros.
Actually, I'm not well at all, but I want to appreciate you people highly for
Joel.
this wonderful program. Yeah,
Joel, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. Oh,
I'm seeing your call, but I'm on air.
Okay, just let me appreciate you people highly.
All right.
May God bless all of you.
And bless you too.
Bless you
Thank
more.
you so much.
Thank you so much. All right.
Okay. Joel is one of our very ardent listener and caller. He's sick. He has hernia.
Hello.
Oh. Hello.
I'm goodness, I called back.
Okay,
All right,
goodness.
goodness. 1 minute.
Please, can I get Auntie Lillian's number?
All right, she'll reach out to you, okay?
Okay, thank you. I'm a first time customer.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Auntie Lillian will reach out to you, yeah?
Okay.
Auntie Lillian, please reach
All
out to
right,
him.
thank you so much for calling. Joseph, Abi? Goodness.
Goodness and mercy.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Okay,
All right,
goodness.
thank
Auntie
you.
Lillian will talk to you.
Okay.
I will tell her.
All right.
Auntie Better is here.
Okay, so we still have other comments on
Okay.
Facebook.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, let's take this call first. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Happy Sunday, all of you.
We wish you the best.
Okay, Martin, what happened?
I need Auntie Lillian's number, please.
Don't worry, you know how to get that number. Go ahead and talk to us on Soul Sisters.
Hey, so sister, God bless you people.
God bless you too.
And I went on, that's my own.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you so much for calling.
You.
The time at
I will call you later.
okay.
I don't think I need my number. Spiritual
Okay.
number.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. Welcome. Your name and location.
Okay, my name is Ike.
Okay.
Okay,
I came
well-
from where?
I'm from Immigration Office.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
I've been listening to the program since the new people started.
Okay.
And I must confess that you people are really trying so much.
It's God and grace.
Yes. And I heard the woman's story because while listening to the woman when she was, narrating her story, we can't even believe that she had such a problem because of the way she's even taking the whole thing to be. So I really salute her courage so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I really want to commend all of you that you people are really trying so much.
All right.
I don't know how to tell you people, but any day you people have issue of passport, I will try to help all of
You
you
don't
there.
tell me on time.
You know, I don't tell you on time.
You don't talk about time. You have issue of passport. Don't worry. We
Passport.
will bring customers.
Collect his number now. Hello.
Don't worry,
Collect
don't worry.
his
Anytime
number.
you people come, I'm available.
Wait, I need just
Hold
hold on
on.
a bit. Let me get your number. What is all this? And you are still saying you no talk on time. When somebody have
But
volunteered.
the man there, the
What
man
did you
is
say
really
about
trying so
IK,
much.
Abi?
Okay.
That,
Ike.
That's so brother.
I get that.
Thank you
The
so
man
much.
there is really
brother.
trying so much.
That's why he's so papa.
Uchenna.
It's honorable Uchenna. Don't call it like that.
Uchenna.
Thank you. Call it with
If you
panache.
must use the Uchenna, you must put honorable. But if you
No,
must use
I'm
so,
sorry for
you
that.
say so,
Honorable
brother.
Uchenna, he's trying so much.
God
Thank
bless
you
you,
so
sir.
much.
When he says
All right, so now
don't
well
say it's
done.
try. Say he's doing it.
We'll take our last call before the comments. Hello.
Okay, yeah, welcome.
Good afternoon once again.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome.
The time to give.
My guy.
Your name, please.
Uchenna.
You called back.
It's teaching up for a voice.
Uche, my guy.
You called back, Abi?
Eh.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I want to thank God and also appreciate the woman for her courage. It's not easy at all.
Oh.
So that's the reason why I give God thanks. Because if not that God be with her, I don't think she will even survive to this level. But look at again, she has a plan now of even trying to help
Good
others.
people.
That is the kind of heart she was supposed to have. So I pray that God will keep her, moving. To that extent that she wants to be in life. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Uchenna. Thank you so much. All right, we have comments on Facebook. We'll read out the comment, then we'll give our parting words.
All right, coming from Kanayo Emmanuel from Facebook, learned a lot from her story. This is coming from Mba Chidebere Joshua. Minimize no one. Everyone is eligible for God's blessings, irrespective of their looks, origin, and background. Happy Sunday. Kanayo Emmanuel again says, there's always extraordinary ability in disability indeed. Thank God for you. I have this coming from Sylvester Dusa. All right, thank you. Thumbs up too.
Yes, thumbs up to you too. All right, so we appreciate everybody that has listened, and that's the essence of ability and disability, where you come and you tell your story. Okay, so let others learn, because I've also learned a lot from her story. Okay, for her case, she was born with this condition. There were people who were not born with this condition. Along the way, they find themselves. I think I had a lady in the morning who was not born. Hers was in SS3. Okay, in SS3, she was about to write her first term exam, SS3, and she became even our soul Ifeanyi too. There are people like that. People just all of it. You go to work today, the next minute you come back, you say you cannot see again.
That reminds me. Sorry, let me. Okay.
No,
Okay.
sometimes the symptoms are there.
Yeah.
You know, like glaucoma, for instance, is the fastest cause of blindness.
Yes.
But sometimes we don't seek for medical
Attention
early enough. And that's one of the things I intend doing, using my NGO to sensitize people on the need for regular eye check. Because glaucoma, if you manage it well, you will not go. I have a glaucoma patient. If you manage it well, that person will not get blind. But sometimes, one of the problems we have is that we neglect a lot of things. You will
And
go
this idea of is
to
somebody that
market.
do you.
You will go to market. They will be selling, buy this eye drop. It is curing eye problem. All eye problems don't have the same eye drop.
My
Thank
dear.
you.
My
But
dear.
That singular eye drop will be
Yes.
curing glaucoma, curing cataracts, curing every kind
Syphilis.
of illness. And nobody,
I will say
government
something.
will close
It's
blind
curing
eyes,
syphilis
and
with the
people
one
will
that
be
has
going
eye.
into blindness day by day. So some of those kind of blindness did not just happen out of the blue,
Stadium.
but we did not seek medical attention on time.
Yeah, do you know what she said actually reminded me? Something
Share your
happened
story.
yesterday. Yes.
Is that why he screamed?
Huh?
Is that why he screamed?
Yes, when she said not all eye, as in,
Yeah.
it's not, go with the eye drop that was recommended.
yeah.
Now, something happened yesterday. Someone, because, okay, if you heard her when she was starting, she mentioned what I gisted you people before we started.
You didn't just, you told us.
Okay, I told you people, no vex. There is, in fact, what happened to me on Thursday showed me that there is a thin line between disability and ability.
I am a witness.
I
Call my name.
just went out going to the market, and I would have just returned home blind.
No, it's not possible.
If you're looking on
I
Facebook,
returned
if
home
you wear me, they
with
wear.
half leg.
If you see me, they wear spec. You go, they ask, what is that they're wearing? But it was, to cut the whole long story short, an iron tray. It was a mistake too from the person, but hitting my right eye with the pressure. Now, if it's not God, it's just only God. I sustained a little injury, but then if it's not God, I would have been telling a different story. But thank God. But why I shouted when she said that was, I saw an optician, and after looking at it, he recommended an eye drop. So when I got to looking for the eye drop, I didn't see it's really rare or scarce. So one of the pharmacies I went to said, after asking, am I the one using? After I told them the one I came for, said, okay, so use this one. They brought another one. I was looking at this. The man was confidently telling, no, it will do the same thing. Just add vitamin C. I was just looking at this thing. I was like, let me just call the optician that recommended the drug. So I went to another pharmacy, and after he said he doesn't have it, I just innocently asked, okay, is there any other one that would do the same thing?
work.
Do you know what he said? That all eye drops are not. There is no eye drop that would do the same work that the other one will do. When you say it's actually a pharmacist, though, but he didn't just give me that for it to be that he sold, that he made sales. He told me that, and I went back, I called the optician. He said, I didn't say you should buy that other one that person recommended.
And it's not,
He
as if
said,
it's a different
this
brand,
is
but
not
different
different
drug.
drug. He said, what this one does, he told me what that one does. This is not what I said you should
And maybe
buy.
that's why most people
Yes, you
It's
go
true.
because you're like, okay, let me just take this one
use
as
this
an
one.
alternative.
Yeah, take
You
this.
now put it. The eye is very
And you know, some of them,
sensitive.
they know how to
Very
sensitive.
sensitive. Yes,
They'll convince. Yes,
They say function.
function. So
They
that's
call
it.
them umuwakwe motos.
Let's just try to be very careful. The ones we can do, but it's
Please,
God. Like so, brother said, God's grace 1, God's grace 2,
Two,
God's grace
3.
3. And what is driving you?
and you want to
brother,
driving you.
Your parting words.
Well, I guess I knew we are gonna have a good day.
Yes, I knew.
I knew we are gonna have a good day, and I'm enriched.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Learning is not in the classroom,
Oh.
and learning may come from any place, any angle, at any time, at the least expected time. Her story is a story of strength. It's a story of trust in God and in her abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something we often say: cooperate with the inevitable.
Okay.
Cooperate with the inevitable. When something has happened, and you know there's just what you can do about it. What do? Embrace it.
Yeah.
Cooperate with it, and walk along with it. That's the story of Gosimba. And if you listen to her story, be encouraged. Don't let any situation that put you down. Because if you try and try and try, you'll be successful. I'm looking forward to yet another edition of Ability and Disability. It'll be wonderful having everybody here. Gosimba. You're blessed.
Gosimba, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you to everybody that reached out, that called to share their contribute on the topic that we treated earlier, the stories we shared. And thank you so much to Gosimba. You'll be seeing more of her. I said that before. You'll be seeing more of her every third Sunday of the month. But of course, you do hear her voice virtually on most of all our programs. She will call to contribute her own quota to what we're discussing. So I want to appreciate everybody. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. And don't forget, if you have a story you would love to share, please feel free, reach out. I will give out my number for those who have been asking. 09, and please send me a message before you call.
Don't call.
When you keep calling, I will not pick your call. But if you send me a message, I will read it, dissect it, then give you a call back. 0916 523 3944. I'll take it again. 0916 523 3944. Thank you so much. Coming up at 4:30 is the French World Show. Ada, your
I just said congratulations to beautiful sister. And another thing is, please, you listened, you were about to call, or probably you didn't call. Just be intentional.
yes, be
Nice
intentional.
day. Yeah, nice.
And
day.
please ask yourself what's driving you. I think everybody needs to know whether it's keke or motor.
Oh my
Boss,
goodness.
you know what is driving you.
Now.
Like me.
Or Jeep.
So, brother, you know now.
I'm just trying to do a program promotion.
Okay.
At 5 o'clock tomorrow,
Yes.
Okay.
if you want to be happy with yourself and with life,
Oh.
join us tomorrow at 5.
At 5, at dispute resolution.
Because
arena.
we'll be looking at a program
Mm.
on the things you must avoid
To be happy.
to be happy.
So, brother,
Things
can I be a?
things you must
can I
avoid
just be a
to be
listener?
happy. You'll be a listener participant.
All right, thank you so much. See you guys later. Take care, be good, and remember the French World Show with Ada and Cynthia, her student. She's already sitting down and looking. Don't go anywhere.